no tune-up, nothing. I'm a shark, so put me in the deep water where I belong. The more realistic probably be Danny Garcia or Pacquiao.
WBA welterweight champion and boxing legend Manny Pacquiao vows to return to boxing after COVID-19 is dealt with. Pacquiao, who's an 8th division champ, hasn't fought in almost a year, says he's not giving in. Personally, I think Manny Pacquiao has about 2 or 3 more fights left. Pacman's in decent shape. He said right now he's not thinking about boxing. He's focusing on his political duties and helping his country out through this pandemic. Manny Pacquiao said he's definitely returning to boxing. Besides that, I don't see Manny Pacquiao one of these fighters that are gonna fight without a crowd. And one of the places he loves to fight is Las Vegas. And nobody knows when Vegas will be ready to host a big event like that. With that being said, regardless of what Bob Arum says, Bob Arum promises a lot of things. If Pacquiao was to fight Spence or Crawford, I can't see that fight happening until 2021. And I mean late 2021. Bob Arum said itself, Pacquiao and Crawford is a big fight, and you would need a crowd to maximize the earning potential of this fight. And I would expect the same from the PBC regarding Errol Spence. They try to make Errol Spence a big pay-per-view star, so I would expect the same terms similar to Terrence Crawford regarding Errol Spence. They're saying Errol Spence is going to fight Danny Garcia in October and November. So if Spence is going to take on Manny Pacquiao, it's also be in 2021. But I think the perfect scenario for me, and I'm just talking for myself, is my opinion, is that Terrence Crawford fights Errol Spence and the winner gets Manny Pacquiao, and they fight for all the marbles. He's a legend and he deserves that. And I know Pacquiao likes fighting in Vegas, but Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn says that Saudi Arabia was asking for Mikey Garcia against Manny Pacquiao, and they're willing to pay big dollars for the fight. So in my opinion, I think Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao will be the first fight for Manny Pacquiao out the gate. And I can see it in Saudi Arabia because I think Manny Pacquiao is trying to make the most money he can before he leaves boxing. I also believe Saudi Arabia will be able to have a crowd before Las Vegas will. And when it comes between Spence and Crawford, who's the most difficult fight for Manny Pacquiao? And these were my thoughts before the accident. I think the Crawford fight would be more difficult for Pacquiao. I think Crawford's skills are elite. He's a switch hitter. I think Errol Spence depends on his size too much. I think his punching power is overrated. He doesn't move as well as Terrence Crawford does. In my eyes, I think a Spence fight is more winnable for Manny Pacquiao than a Terrence Crawford fight. And don't get me wrong, Spence is a good fighter, but I don't see him as being great yet. And you Spence fans can say the same thing about Terrence Crawford. He doesn't fight anybody, that's what I always hear. But the skill level is elite. And I know Bob Arum said Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao could take place in China. Bob says a lot of things. I believe it when I see it. I think Terrence Crawford gonna end up fighting Kell Brook. So when Manny Pacquiao resumes his boxing career, who do you think his first opponent will be? And who do you think will be the more difficult opponent for Manny Pacquiao? Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford? Remember, everybody has an opinion. There is no wrong opinions. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beasy, subscribe to the channel. I'm gone.